Hey guys, it's Dennis here with Collider Games. I'm with,
What's up, guys? It's your boy D here.
and we're talking about something big. To me, this is bigger news than the PS5 showcase last week, the Quest 2 reveal, the biggest news in a long time. You know, we've been talking about Microsoft and talking about what they're going to do to combat this, momentum that PS5 has coming from PS4. We just had that
Mhm.
showcase. There was all this talk about maybe Microsoft buying Warner Brothers Interactive that would have had them be able to, exclusively have the Batman Arkham games, Mortal Kombat and all that good stuff. To me, this is bigger. Maybe because I am a huge Fallout fan. You can see I'm wearing Fallout T-shirt, got the Fallout background. Fallout is one of my favorite franchises, gaming franchises. So Microsoft is going to buy Bethesda, the parent company, actually, Zenimax Media, which owns Bethesda, id Software, Arcane Studios, Tango GameWorks, Alpha Dog, Roundhouse Studios. It's a big thing. They're going to buy them for $7.5 billion, which is, if you think about, Marvel was bought by Disney for $4 billion, Star Wars $4 billion. Even Microsoft themselves bought Mojang/Minecraft for 2.5 or something like that, around there. Anyways, this is a huge move. This is the move, to me, what I've been waiting for. I'm so excited for this, and I told people I am a Microsoft fanboy, and this excites me. What do you think, Dorian?
I'm definitely excited for the news. Now, I'm not as a Microsoft fan as you, but this definitely
Yeah.
excites me. The one thing that really got me over, because I think we've been talking about this for a while now, and we've been saying at this point, Microsoft is not trying to compete with Sony when it comes to making their own originals. They're obviously trying to push forward Game Pass and things like that. So this just by itself in its own thing pumps up Game Pass even more now. Like all these games that were not originally available on Game Pass now being available on Game Pass and on PC. And the other thing I really like about this is that you could tell that the studio themselves is like, although yes, we're with Microsoft, we're going to keep honoring the deals that we already had with the previous contracts, as well as they're going to say, like they said, like they're taking it case by case when it comes to future games for deciding on making it exclusive for Microsoft or making it universal. So I'm excited to see what turns out from that, because I definitely, not saying I don't want, I rather everybody have access to all games, but I do want Microsoft to, I want some heavy hitter original exclusive games from them. And if Bethesda can do that for them, then I'm definitely excited for it, because like we said, we've been saying that they've had this all-star team that they recruited for a quadruple
Quadruple A studio.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything of that, but this definitely excites me for the future of Xbox, especially, like I said, it seems like they're just really just trying to make sure Game Pass is the bread and butter and make sure that they can get as many Xboxes into houses so people can get Game Pass. So now if I'm looking at it, I know Fallout, the Fallout games are on there and things like that, but for some of these other games, I'm definitely excited that I missed originally when I wasn't on Xbox or when I didn't have a original a console, now that I'm able to go back. So I'm excited to see the extended catalog that they're going to be adding to Game Pass and to just the Microsoft team as a whole. It's going to be interesting to see what, like they said, the contracts still honor, they're honoring everything that's been made. So for titles like Deathloop, I'm like, what are you going to, how
Deathloop
is
and
that going to work
Ghostwire
out?
will
But
still be
all in
timed
all,
exclusives. For
yeah, so
PlayStation.
I'm just wondering, how this will all play out for some of the other things that they've already signed deals with. But all in all, I think this is a great move. Now PS5 people can't say like, oh, they don't got no exclusive, they don't have anything. It's like, no, they just got Bethesda, so they have a bunch of things in their catalog now that they can, if they want to, claim as exclusives moving forward for the next generation. But I can see them saying like Bethesda still wants to make money.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the point though of buying the studio and then just putting on the whole point of buying the studio is so you have those exclusives. I know they said case by case basis, but there's no point in putting the next Fallout 5 or I think Elder Scrolls 6 that's being worked on. That one maybe, because I don't know how far in development they are on PlayStation version. Maybe they want to do that, but there's no way of Fallout. I think 6 will be available for PlayStation. Doom just came out with a new one, so whatever the next Doom one, that will be exclusive, I think, to Xbox. Wolfenstein, Quake, Dishonored, Starfield. Starfield is in somewhat further development, so maybe that comes out on the PlayStation. I don't know, but if I were Xbox, I would just cancel those and just make them, because look, like you said, we were waiting for them to get exclusives, which they only had like Halo and Gears of War. Yeah, they had Forza Motorsport, but that was more niche to car racing, driving fans. I would say this. I was ready to rip Microsoft and Xbox. You know, I've been critical of them for the last few months, especially after that last showcase. I was deservedly disappointed. And I was going to rip them again this week because I read an article, I think it was yesterday, where Cindy Walker, which was an Xbox spokeswoman, said this: having Halo at our launch would have been tremendous, but we are not reliant on massive exclusive titles to drive console adoption. Our players will have thousands of games from 4 generations of Xbox available to play on launch day. So I don't know if maybe she was playing it coy and shy and she already knew this was in the works and she didn't want to say anything, or really this was like I don't know. She was separated from that and this is like her PR spin on, because that's not one remotely correct. Not having console exclusives does not drive, just because you have a catalog of older games, which, you know, granted there's some good games obviously in the library.
But Xbox, yeah, like we've already said, like you can't keep harping on the nostalgia factor from these past 4 generations. Like you can only ride the wave of nostalgia for so long. So if you keep saying like, oh, we have all these older generations, like, oh, okay, PS5, Sony has all these older generations of games that are still going to be, for the most part, for PS4 are still going to be compatible when you bring them up to PS5. It's not like, I don't know, I don't like that comment just saying like more fans are going to be riding on the 4 generations of games. Like, no, bro, people want to see exciting new things. Like, as we grow with this technology, like you should be pushing the medium further for your game. So it's not like we're like we want to see these older games just remodeled. No, we want new stories. We want higher resolution. We want all the, like, as technology improves, like the game should improve. So I'm glad. I definitely think this is the right step for Xbox in terms of like actually creating original IPs for their consoles now.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is, like I said, all things being equal, I wish that all games were available on all platforms for everyone, right? But that's not the case. If PlayStation has their exclusives and they have very good exclusives, then why shouldn't Xbox? And then, you know, for them, a shortcut to do that is to buy one of the biggest
buy a studio.
Biggest studios out there, which is Bethesda. You know, obviously, like for me, like as a huge Fallout fan, Fallout 76 wasn't what I wanted. It did eventually improve with the Wastelanders update, and they're constantly updating it now. It's still not where I wanted it to be, but it's better on its way. But whatever the Fallout, 5 is going to be, that's most likely going to be exclusive to the Xbox platform. So what that means for me is I still haven't changed my mind in terms of purchasing an Xbox Series X or S on day one, because remember, none of these games are coming out exclusively for the Xbox Series X on launch.
Right.
Like, what this means is that now I have to buy one in the future no matter what, because I'm such a huge Fallout fan. And I'm a fan of their other franchises as well, but Fallout specifically, that I have to buy one. I will buy one. I mean, I was going to buy one anyways, but I was like, okay, I'm going to, maybe when Halo comes out or maybe next fall. It was like a kind of wishy-washy, like, I'm not sure when. Now it's like, okay, tell me when when Fallout 6 or Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out. Starfield's whenever these games are coming out, which is very interesting because remember, Microsoft bought Obsidian, which had made Fallout New Vegas. They also had a lot of the people who co-created Fallout, the franchise. And they made the game Outer Worlds, which was basically their quote-unquote like Elder Scrolls / Fallout in space. Well, Bethesda has Starfield, which was supposed to be their uh, Fallout / Elder Scrolls in space. Then that's still coming out. So now you have two kind of not competing for it, but very similar
Mm-hmm.
franchises, both exclusive to the Xbox. So if you love those type of franchises, which I do, you'll have a plenty of them. And then remember, Avowed, Obsidian, that's from the, I think, Pillars of Eternity series, which isn't hugely popular, but it still looks cool. That was supposed to be their Elder Scrolls Skyrim type game. So you're going to have these, you know, almost like double of these type of games, which is fine. But anyways, this deal is supposed to be done, I think, they said between January and June, which is fine. I think they're probably going to start things rolling. I'm sure they're
Of
talking
next year.
strategy and all that stuff. Of
Yeah, of
next year,
next
yeah.
year. Oh yeah, damn. They need a yeah. If I was them, I'd be trying to speed track this. Like get on
I'm
the
sure they
phones
got all the
now.
plans
They're
going.
they're trying to work as hard as they possibly can because for me, this is exciting news because for one, like I said, I think if I was like an average consumer, didn't have that much money, I'd definitely get the Xbox Series X $299, and you have access to and with the Game Pass itself, and you will inevitably have access to all these games as well whenever they do put
Oh
them
yeah,
on Game Pass. I think that's a homer. I think that, like I said again, I'm sure like Microsoft now they're just focusing on trying to get as many of these consoles into households so they can just sell Game Pass. Like I think I saw one
yeah,
article that was like saying like they're hoping to just like double the amount of Game Pass subscriptions, hopefully with this Bethesda deal. Like once they lock it down and once they start releasing things, like I'm excited to see what the turnout is. I'm just excited to see what the turnout is specifically now for like the console sales of day one. Like originally, like I don't know what they were projecting them at before like this announcement, but I'm excited to see like what the turnout will be now that this announcement, even though the deal is not solidified, like I've definitely been seeing a lot more people hype, a lot more people
oh
like,
yeah,
all right, I'm getting an Xbox, like this is a move now. So I'm
dude.
excited to see like maybe this will like have a big impact on their sales for November. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm not sure because since those games, like I said, aren't coming out this fall, it
Mm-hmm.
may not. I mean, it definitely is going to create excitement. It's create excitement for me, but like I said, it's not coming out this fall, so you're not necessarily have to get that. What it does for me though is I was like, oh, should I get an Xbox Series S or Xbox Series X? I was debating because maybe I get a PS5 and then I get an Xbox Series S, the lower
Mm-hmm.
priced one, and just get Game Pass and play that. And you make a good point too. Now you're going to get Fallout 5 whenever that comes out, a year, 2 years from now. That will be on day one on Game Pass. I mean, that's their kind of strategy. Is that they put the thing that the PlayStation Plus collection doesn't have, or PlayStation Plus subscription service, is they have AAA titles, but they're all older AAA titles. Xbox strategy is put all the AAA titles day one on Game Pass so that you get hooked on it and you keep going. And for me, it's going to be a no-brainer. No
Mm-hmm.
brainer. But it's pushing me to get an Xbox Series X now because I'm like,
Ooh.
oh crap, I want to play Fallout in the best possible. Like before, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll get away with an S, whatnot. Now I'm like, no way, I'm gonna get an X so I can get Fallout in the best possible resolution with the best possible specs, all that good stuff. So that's what it's done for me. Like I said, still not definitely at launch, but definitely in this cycle.
Yeah, so I want to say, all in all, I think this definitely we've been trying to from the coverage from since the beginning, like we've just been trying to be cautiously optimistic about what these consoles are going to be doing. Although we both agree, like the PS5 showcase, the recent one, absolutely loved it from start to finish. I think they
Yeah.
knocked out a part with that. I'm actually really looking forward to the future of the Xbox franchises, and just in general, I think like this was definitely needed going into like their final stretch of like trying to promote this
Yeah.
console. Like if they were just going to go like dry and just try to like have a couple announcements or something like that, I would have been like, no. But this definitely reignites the fire was lit a little bit, but now this definitely like they turned up they threw a little bit more gasoline on there. So the fire is starting to slowly but surely like rise back to where it was at. So I'm excited to see what turns out.
I wonder what kept them from, like, because I'm expecting probably another showcase before launch. I'm surprised they didn't save this announcement for that show. I mean, imagine if you were like, I don't know, just like a Fallout 5 logo, and then after
I don't know. I think
exclusive on Xbox or whatever, you know?
Maybe they're just seeing like, for me personally, I've just been seeing like so many now, like the PS5, like all the accessories, everything is just like being able to be pre-ordered and things like that. So for them, they were just like, all right, it seems like people are really just now all sold in for the PS5. So we got to make some noise to like remind people we got something in the works too. So this isn't the quadruple A thing announcement that we've been wanting. I hope that's what they show like at the very end, like right before like we get a couple weeks out. They're like, oh, but reminder, because I feel like besides people that are in the gaming world, people outside of us have no idea that they probably recruited all these fantastic like writers and developers and things like that. Like they're probably out of the loop. So I think they should definitely make an announcement, let people know like, hey, this is the team. We got some real fire. Just be patient with us and drop concept art or something. I know they have something. That's all I want from them is just to reveal something.
They got to build the hype. They got to build the hype.
Yeah. They have to.
But the one thing, I think this is even bigger than quadruple A studio, because remember, you got to build the hype. You got to build the legacy. Like, remember, like Last of Us wasn't the Last of Us until it came out and people were, going, oh my God, this is amazing. Same with Uncharted, God of War, whatever. It's like, it's built, through the quality of the game and through time and whatever. And whatever this quadruple A studio title will be, I'm hoping it's excellent. Maybe it is, but you got to build that. This is the thing with this Bethesda thing is these are, even though, let's say the Fallout 76 wasn't the best thing, it is a well-known, beloved franchise that has like people like me who will buy whatever console Fallout will be exclusive on. Same with Elder Scrolls. I mean, I do like the Elder Scrolls franchise, but I'm not as hooked on it as Fallout. But there are people who are. Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, Dishonored, Starfield is a new one, but it's hopping on the legacy of Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So, I think this is a huge move for them. I think it's like they had to do it. I mean, especially once WB Interactive was off the table, because I think it was AT&T was like, they're too valuable. We're not gonna sell them anymore. Microsoft had to make some sort of move, and I think this is actually a bigger move than what that would have been. So I'm excited to see. I think Xbox, hopefully, in a year will really be in a good place. I don't know about launch still, but I think in a year we're going to be in a really good place.
Yeah, it seems like they've got all the pieces. They've got all the pieces together. It's just putting them in a puzzle and making sure they all fit seamlessly. I think that's just a building process. So, like we said again, every time we're going to say this, we want Xbox, we want PS5, we want everybody to succeed. This is a rising ship, so it's not like we're rooting for one to fail or not. Like I truly am excited for both of these like consoles in general. Like I just want the best games that we can play and making sure like they're producing the best quality they can and everybody's happy. So hopefully Xboxes they have the direction they want to take it in, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. All right. For anyone who's watching, let us know in the comments below. Does this change your mind? Does Microsoft buying Bethesda and all the other studios that come with the Zenimax, with all these franchises like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Doom, Wolfenstein, all that stuff, does that change your mind into whether or not you're going to buy an Xbox? I mean, it does for me. Not that I wasn't going to buy one, but it's definitely going to probably come sooner than I thought. I'm gonna and also jump up from, let's say, an S to an X probably, because I'm like, yeah, I definitely got to play these games, on the best possible console there is. So, all right, Dorian, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Dorian Parks and Rec. You can find me on Instagram at Dorian Parks, and you can find me right here at Collider Games.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at ThinkHero, Instagram Dennis.tzng. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Collider Games. And follow us for some more news, podcasts, interviews, all that good stuff. Until next time, see you guys later.